Well, joining us to discuss all this is Sourabh Gupta. He's an international relations policy specialist at the Institute for China-America Studies. Sourabh, thanks so much for being with us. I want to first ask you, Ambassador Cui's op-ed there, I guess the question is, who's listening? Is this for the Trump administration? Is it for the American people?
I think he's trying to reach over the administration to the American people. The American people don't harbor the sort of hostility that Donald Trump has been bringing, or rather Donald Trump's team has been bringing to the U.S.-China relationship. They may buy into some extent into his protectionist, his narrative about China treating America unfairly, economically, and elements like that. But with regard to great power rivalry, there's absolutely no appetite in this country. But unfortunately, in the Trump administration, there frankly isn't great power rivalry, but they want to hasten the onset of great power rivalry, consonant with their national security strategy and the national defense strategy, unfortunately.
So there have been some recent flashpoints between the two countries, the tit-for-tat with the consulates, but also the South China Sea and Tic-Tac, the popular Chinese app. What things are you seeing?
With regard to the South China Sea particularly, summertime is typically a time when tensions in the South China Sea rises. This year, of course, is because of the virus, the U.S. Defense Secretary hasn't gone to Singapore, but he typically goes to the Shangri-La Dialogue, gives a harsh speech, the freedom of navigation maneuvers before that and after that. Then come July, it's the anniversary of the Arbitration Award, again a time to have a blast against China. And frankly, next week it's a very important ASEAN-led meeting. 10 years back, this was the meeting at which U.S. and some ASEAN states actually cornered China with regard to its behavior on the South China Sea. Again, Hanoi is the chair of this meeting again. And in the lead up to it, again, the U.S. has gone on overdrive in trying to smear China in terms of the South China Sea to create that coalition. And this year, particularly with all the bad blood which has been spilled on U.S.-China relations, I frankly am not surprised at this level of animus and the strong words that have been used.
So I'm thinking back 4 years ago, we heard then candidate Donald Trump drop China's name at practically every campaign rally, and then bringing into his inner circle China critics like Peter Navarro. Given all of that, are you surprised by where we are today?
Yes, I am, frankly. I will say I am a bit surprised because I did not expect that eventuality to happen. I did not expect U.S.-China relations to deteriorate beyond the economics and investment and trade arena, maybe slightly in the area of technology, but I did not expect it to spill over all across the board and really take on this ideological cast which the Trump administration is bringing. And while Donald Trump is playing this purely for electoral gains, unfortunately there are harder-line people in his administration who, as I said, are trying to create the framework, the foundation for a great power rivalry for the long duration, a Cold War II, and that's the disheartening factor, frankly.
So if Joe Biden wins the election, what happens to the bilateral relationship?
Oh, I feel the bilateral relationship will be steadied. It will be a rough and ready steadiness. It will be a new normal. It will not be a going back to the old normal as it used to be, but there are many areas in which U.S. and China can cooperate and did cooperate fruitfully and productively for the multilateral system and for their own benefit, mutual benefit. I expect that to again kick in. But remember, I mean, the people who are already trying to lay out their campaigns for 2024 on the Republican side, these are young guys, Tom Cotton, Josh Hawley, they all come in with very, very strong anti-China rhetoric. And I am troubled as to where the U.S. and particularly the Republican Party is going on China, because this being a two-party system, they will be in office, and we just don't need a temporary reprieve, frankly. We need the bilateral relationship to get back on an even keel, and that's not going to be an easy thing, even if Mr. Biden gets into office.
Sourabh Gupta, as always, thank you for your insight.